So I just like to stay organized. You guys can do it however you guys want. But for now, I'm going to take all three of these folders and we're going to combine them into one so we know where we can start. Um, we'll start with you, Brandon, since you're the first one. And we'll pull this up. And so right now, property address, city, state, zip, county, loan balance, loan type, interest rate, ARV, MLS information. Cool. Let's pull up. Here's Devin. And then let's also pull up John. All right. So loan balance, loan type, loan rate. All right. So we have a few things that might be a little bit different. So city, state, zip, county, loan one balance. Okay. The type, that's fine. Interest rate, that's fine. Interest rate type we don't have, so it's not that important. So let's go ahead and delete this column. All right, so this is the estimated remaining balance. We'll go with the estimated remaining balance instead. So let's go ahead and take this and move it over. We'll go ahead and delete this column. All right, cool. Well, let's for now, let's keep this, and then let's go ahead and add this information too. Estimated value, estimated equity, we don't need, we calculate that. That's not needed as well. Go ahead and delete those cells, shift left. So MLS amount, agent name, agent phone number, agent email, so that's all correct. Let's go back to this data. Copy this. Let's paste it. Let's also, since these are all the same format, I'm assuming. Not, we'll fix it. Birmingham. Then Huntsville. Now that this first stage is accurate, I can go ahead and delete this column or this row. And go ahead and we'll keep it like that with the space so we know whose data it is. And then lead status, don't care. City, state, property address. So we'll go ahead and take this property address, property address, property address, and we will cut that. Move it over to the beginning to match. Address, city, state, zip code. Let's take this. County. Just take that. And let's, we don't really need the property type, but let's just take this. All right, total loan balance. Total loan balance. So we'll take that. Total loan balance. Total loan balance is right here. And then total loan balance is right here. So total loan balance, loan type we need. So I don't care about this. So assessed value, we don't care about either. We care about the estimated value. Current equity, we don't care. All right, so here's the loan type. We'll just go down the list and do the same thing. Oh, cool. Those two are together. All right. So next off is the interest rate. We don't need the assessed value. We don't need zoning code. Interest rate. Interest rate. All right, cool. After that's the ARV. So it's cool. Let's specify. So ARV. That's all of them. Let's go ahead and remove all of these. And honestly, since your data is all together, just put it together. Okay. And then we will still keep the space here to identify whose data it was. All right. Now it's all organized. All right. So one thing we got to note, phone validator only takes phone numbers. It will not take the entire spreadsheet. So let's just log into that. And then we'll also log into bulk email checker. If you don't have an account, they're both free to use until you use credits. So just create accounts for them. Bulkemailchecker.com and phonevalidator.com. I'm going to take a file, download as a CSV. The email does take a little bit longer. So go to bulk verify, go to choose file, take the latest one. I think that's it, 820, 620. Yeah. Take that, we'll label this no equity, it doesn't really matter. Go ahead and click import. And then once it's going to ask us what column is the email. That's why we organize this so that all the emails are under one column. But now that we did that, let's go ahead and take our data that we just combined and go ahead and re-upload it so we stay organized. All right. That's in there. We'll give that a minute. While we're doing that, we're going to take the phone numbers that are in here in I. Again, since they're all in one column, we can literally just copy them. Let's just make sure they're all on the right column. Extra. Okay, so we're good. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to open up a new one and paste in the A. What this is going to do, and I noticed some of them are blank. You don't know how you do it on Mac, but if you're on your sheet and you go and download as a CSV file, it'll only download sheet 2, which has just the phone numbers when you do it through Google Sheets. So let me just rename this one. Yeah. All right. So now that we have that, I can go to phone validator, go to batch, and then submit batch. We're going to use the one that's 4 cents. We're going to hit continue. We're going to select our file, and I'll repeat. So it must be a CSV file. Your numbers are, they have to be okay or without leading 1, so we don't have that. So where's the other one? So it has to be in column A, and all other columns must be empty. So that's why I did that. I put them all in the first column. We're going to go ahead and select the file. I named it phone numbers. We'll upload it. We'll continue. Your file has the cost will be 35, no problem. Cool. Continue. Card payment. I'll take that off the screen. I can take care of that real quick. All right, cool. So it's literally that simple. When you hit done, if you go back to batch, you'll see that it's in progress. We'll let it go for a few minutes. And then this one as well, I did choose which column was the email a second ago. I think I did it too fast for you guys, but that was the next stage. Now, when we refresh and we check the status, it is going to take some time. You can expedite this by paying more credits. So like I have a certain amount of credits in here. It'll actually verify. And if I don't have enough, I might have to buy more credits, yada, yada. I think we should be fine with this amount. It's only like 1,200 or something. And then this one already, see, it's already completed for the phone numbers. The phone numbers are faster. So if we click on details, you can download your file. And here's the, when I open this up now in Google Sheets, you're going to see something. And now imagine if you did not upload this data. Okay, so first off, you'll get the unknowns for the blanks. That's fine. A lot of these are cell phones. That's cool. Here's some VoIPs. You can't text those. Here's some landlines as well. You can't text those if you go the texting route. And then there's numbers in here that are going to be invalid, out of service, you know, fake numbers too as well. Keep that in mind. It's really, really important to make sure your data comes out clean. So we have 1, 2. I really only care about these two. Okay. So if I go back to the original spreadsheet right here, after the phone number, I want to have an additional column. Okay. Because I'm going to overwrite the phone numbers right now. I'm going to take this, column A and B, I'm going to copy them, and overwrite our phone numbers in here. Now I already saved the copy, so always make sure you have a copy. But now that I overwrite this, I'll know if it's an unknown. Okay, I'll also know if it's a landline because I'm not uploading any landlines or VoIPs or toll-free numbers into the CRM. There's no point of uploading them. The moment you think you turn on automation, or maybe you try to text somebody as a follow-up and you get yourself you know, into trouble later on with Twilio. So we're not going to do that. I'd rather just delete the number completely. Let's see how the email's doing. So pay whatever, how much validation, go ahead. And we'll let this run. But yeah, so let's go back. We don't need phone validator anymore. That is done. We're just waiting on the bulk email. So inside your lists right here with all these, I guess the new column, you can go ahead and filter them directly from here. But I would also like to wait on the emails because what is priority when we're sending LOIs? Email. If we delete, let's say, an unknown number, or let's say a VoIP phone number, but the email's good, well, you know, what's the point of deleting the entire address? Not really any point. So we'll wait until we get the emails to then verify, and we'll take that as priority number 1. Unfortunately, this is going to take some time, so we'll let that go. Let's do this. So validate phone numbers above for free to identify phone line types and phone company. New. Now includes our fake number. Check that identifies invalid phone numbers that cannot be called or text. And then when we do the batch processing, fake, determines location, fake phone number check. So invalid. And then I'm pretty sure they do the DNC as well. I mean, that's why additionally inside of our CRM, check that verified button as well. That also checks the national DNC list inside of the CRM for an extra 0.005 cents. I would recommend always turning that on as well. So that's the one in the business profile. Let's see if I can pull it up for you guys. Yeah, you do it for both email and phone. This one. Yeah, just make sure that's toggled on. Let's see how this thing is doing. Refresh status. We already have 12 unknown and 2% fail. That's 14% already. That's incorrect. It's better to just validate your data first, clean your data, scrub your data, before you upload into any system. Like I would just buy, I don't know, the 50,000 at a time or something, whatever you want to do. 25, 50,000, and that's for 25,000 validation, 25,000 email checks. Like, well, you don't even have that big of a list, right? Just now we probably only did what, 1,200 or 1,300. So what did it cost me? Like $3. But I would also recommend to have at least 800 contacts, 800 properties, or else Phone Validator will not be worth it for you, because they're going to charge you 35 if you have 5 properties or you have 800 properties. Refresh status completed. Cool. So we're going to go ahead and export this, and only 831 out of the 1100 passed here. We had a better pass rate than previous times, so cool. We're going to go ahead and take that out. Go back to emails verified. Throw it back in here. We're going to open this up in Google Sheets again. This one is the phone process. We don't need that anymore. So again, it'll kind of give us all this, but we've already kind of edited our master sheet over here. So we're going to go and do the same exact thing. We're going to take the agent's email status, and that's all I care about is the email and the status. I don't care about the reason why, but I'm going to take all of that, those 2 columns. We're going to copy it, and let's just make sure they added a space in between. Yes, it did. Okay, cool. And we're literally just going to override the emails. So paste. So now we're going to filter the data. How are we going to filter this data? Well, the easiest way is to select the first row, click on data, create a filter. And now we're going to go by status of email because that is priority. We're going to select everything but the past for a second. So I don't want to look at the past because the past is what we want. So I'm going to select everything but past, and I'm going to pull up all this data, and we're going to see that a lot of this is basically, all this is basically gone. This is purely up to you for emails. Just remember, the ones that are unknown means that bulk email checker does not know if it's good or bad, but it also didn't fail it. So at the same time, it's not passed either. So like, do you want to keep those and go with the risk of losing a domain in the long term? You have that option. I would not recommend it, of course. So for now, I'm going to delete them all. So now we'll switch back on the status to pass. And that's fine. We keep it unprocessed there. How many do we have now? 832. Now, the second stage is phone numbers. Now, again, I would suggest prioritize emails because it's more important. So in this case, we're going to leave, again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to keep the cell phone, but we're going to toggle all the other ones, and we're going to go ahead and hit OK. So we're not messing with the ones that are mobile lines. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can just go ahead and delete these numbers, or B, you can delete it with the emails. It's up to you. I'd say email is more important. If you need to find a phone number later on to call an agent, I'm sure they'll also put it in their signature, so you can add it to the lead later on. That'd probably be a wiser way. We'll go back to the filter, select our cell phone. We have all of our contacts in here. The ones that do not have cell phones, oh well. This data is officially clean. So I'm going to go ahead and download this as a CSV file.